Yo, I think I'm live. I don't know if I'm live now on YouTube. I think I am. Or if it starts at 5 p.m. when I've scheduled it to go live. So if you can hear me, what's up, everyone? I've started like a minute early to try and be punctual for a change. But if I'm not live, then I'm talking to myself. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Alex. Everyone say what's up to Alex Bow in the chat down there. One of my admins who's going to help us moderate these live streams. I'm going to give it at least till 5 before I sort of start going. How's everyone doing? It's been like 3 weeks since my last live, and I've missed all of you. So I'm going to give you... Who's in the chat here? Let me give you a list of a rundown. We got Matt Dean, Ian Cheer, Flammer the Phonix, Brenden Latkovich. Big love, my man. Thank you for doing all the chapters every single week. Kathy Evans, DS, Matt Peters, Alex, Chris James. What's up, Chris, dude? Henry, Waskan Herrera, Alex Kilpatrick. Oh, Alex, man, how you doing, mate? Stu, Stefan. How the devil is everybody on this fine and beautiful weekend, this lazy Sunday afternoon? I seen a comment in there, a question real quick from Mike Smith, who asks, any solid recommendations for your go-to finisher while busking? So, hello from Chile, says Felipe. And Stephen Perry, what's going on, Steve? Ian, what's up, man? So I don't busk. I do not busk. So I have no experience in the busking field. But on that note, I know like a lot of buskers use like a chop cup routine. For me, it's a really strange one because I just do not do any form of busking, but it would be something that has like a giant payoff at the end. Something which I would probably, if I was going to busk, I would probably create a routine where elements of the final effect were hinted at or nodded to throughout. Like, say I was going to do like a 4-trick set for a busking routine, then I would put like little sort of nods or hints as to and callbacks as to what I would reveal in the final piece. You know what I mean? For example, if you were going to finish with Omnideck, then perhaps at some point in like the first 2 effects, I would talk about something turn into glass, maybe, you know, or making something invisible, or turning one object into, something liquid into a solid object, just to have some callback and to give people a reason to have that like extra eyebrow raise when it's like, oh, at the end. So, I don't know. But there's so many choices, and it depends on the style of routine. I'm trying to think what I would probably do to finish on a buskin routine. I'd highly consider doing Chop by Craig Petty, because that seems to be like a pretty good buskin effect. Although I don't like to travel with like oranges and stuff in my pocket. So it's a good question. If I ever do a buskin set, I'll let you know. All right, there's so many comments. Let me try and catch up on some of these. Carter's Crazes. Hi, hey Carter. I've been messaging your dad, Carter, by the way. I'll get back to him when I get back on Facebook at some point, or the business page. I've been doing a 365. Everyone, if you can see Carter's Crazes in the chat, Carter's a young guy, a young kid from around my neck of the woods in my country, Wales, and he's been doing 365 days of magic. So go and help him out. Show him some love. Go and check out his YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button and watch what he's been doing for the last few days. But super talented young guy from my neck of the woods. Hopefully we get a chance to jam soon. Animation Kid says, hey Lloyd, love your stuff. Have made loads of your gimmicks and just wanted to say thank you for being epic. Oh, thank you so much, man. For being epic and inspiring so many magicians and muggles out there. You're epic. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate that. Hello from Fiji and Yonkers. Chris James. Wait, Chris, are you in Fiji right now? What's going on? Or are you in Yonkers? I thought you were in Cali. King OK says, I'm going to be watching this live while splitting a full deck. Good luck to me. Dude, Javier made a card splitting device. He 3D printed it so you can put a playing card in. You get a little bit of a split, and then you just go whoop, and it splits the card. Game changer. If you don't know Javier Fuenmayor, go and check out his YouTube channel. I've shared it in my community posts recently because for me to try and spell his surname would make me... it would give you an insight into how truly stupid I really am. I believe it's Javier, which is Javier, and then Fuenmayor. I'm going to take a run at this. Fuenmayor. If I got that wrong, I'm going to blame Javier for spelling his name incorrectly when he was born. But go and check out his YouTube channel. He's amazing. Mike Smith asks... Oh, wait, sorry, I'm jumping some questions here. Alex Kilpatrick asks, my favorite ending... says, my favorite ending is producing their signed card that was vanished, or better yet, destroyed during a previous trick. Very good ending. You know what, actually... On that note, what I would probably do... Actually, this is probably... If no busker is using this, they need to start using it right now. I would use Noel Qualter's and Mark Kirstein's ISO app with the new feature for the AR replacement of the serial number. Basically, it allows you to have a spectator's borrowed banknote. You don't go near them. You say like take out a note from your pocket or your wallet. I'm going to take a photo of it for you for reference for later on, and I will come back to it. Then you take the photo on their phone. Alright, that's the important part. Then you make the bill vanish. However method you want to use, you could put it in a quiver, it turns into an IOU, you could do some sleight of hand, thumb tip, whatever. Make the bill vanish, and then you could have it reappear anywhere that you want. But the cool thing is, the cool thing is, when they look at the photo taken on their own phone, the serial numbers match exactly, so they know it's actually the same bill. But the badass thing is, if you're a busker, now suddenly you have this big grand finale where it's ended with somebody with a trick using a piece of money, which is sort of like the indicator for everyone else to start putting money in the hat. So yeah, probably I'd go for that. I'd probably go for that as the finishing busking thing. Hope that helps. Plums, pears. Why is everyone saying plums, pears? I like it though. Mike Smith says, awesome. Any artist you would recommend for the build-up? Could you rephrase the question so I can understand it? But if you're looking for inspiration for busking artists, then actually go and check out some videos of Gazo. And if you guys don't know, Gazo is probably the best living street performer of our generation. And recently he's had a stroke and he hasn't been very well. And people have set up a GoFundMe for him, and some of the biggest names in magic have gone over there and donated thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars to help him out. So if you go to GoFundMe and search GAZZO for Gazo, you can go and help him out there. And at the same time, go and check out his work, his videos of him performing on the streets, busking all over the world, and he's literally the best in what he does. Not just for his ability, but also mainly the way he holds court with any audience. It's incredible. Zoe Truffle says, "Hey, Mr. Magic, you're amazing." Thank you so much, Zoe. Oh, just hang on, did that work? Mike is in Cincinnati, Ohio. Sweet. Texas. Who said Texas? Where did it jump from? Waskan. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, dude. I'm not sure if I am, but I hope so. Texas. I went to Texas. I went to Austin, Texas, 4 years ago, to Richard Turner's house for the day. If you guys know Richard Turner, he's the best gambling sleight of hand worker in the world, and he happens to be blind. If you haven't seen the documentary on his life, then go and check it out. Richard Turner. It's called Dealt, and I was really fortunate to go and spend the day in his house, and he lives in Texas. Pretty I'll never forget it. Some pretty incredible stories of how he was friends with Muhammad Ali, how he had real guns pulled on him, and life and death situations. Yeah, and he tells all that stuff in his documentary. So if you're interested in the reason why I was in Texas, which is going to see him, then go and watch the documentary. Matt Peter says Jason Maha, I think his name, how do I pronounce it? Maya or Maha, has a killer ambitious card that ends with card to pocket or something amazing. Yeah, Jason's off the charts good. If I had like 1 ounce of his ability, I would feel blessed for the rest of my life. Guy's literally incredible. Chris J says, yo, hello from Cali. I just wanted to say someplace cool, not boring. Dude, I don't think you realize that California is not boring to people that have not been to California. I've been a few times, but I live in Wales. I'd never ever move from Wales, but California is pretty badass, dude. The Christian Magician. Hello, dude. What's going on? Actually, I'm splitting the deck for his NFC deck thing. Mike is learning the chop cup. That's crazy. Where can we get the splitter? I don't think you can get it off Javier. I was just saying that he made one, but maybe he'd make a video on it. Zoe Truffle says, hey, Mr. Magic, love you. Thank you. Oh my god, these comments just went bloop, and there was a load more. Stu says, can we get your opinion? Can we get your opinion on what Craig talked about on Friday about people straight copying tricks word for word, move for move from a tutorial of tricks? I haven't seen Craig's video, but I can assume, because I know Craig so well, he's one of my best friends, what he was talking about. And I think it comes with, it's very hard to just be yourself. So I don't know what Craig said in his video, but I think especially when you're starting out, it's really, really hard to just know how to be yourself. And some people will think that that's like a stupid thing to say, but the minute you put like a camera in front of everyone's face, they go, oh, I don't know how to act. Like, it takes a while just to be yourself on camera, like it does to just find your own real character or whatever it is when you perform. So I think I don't look down on it so much when I see people copying tricks word for word, if they aren't professionals. So if it's somebody who's learning magic, or is just a hobbyist and they're just doing it for fun, and they're not doing anything more with it, then I don't mind that whatsoever. I think it's an evolutionary thing. Like, before, when you're younger and you get like when you become a teenager and you start becoming self-expressive, you start to like dress like your favorite bands, or if you're into skating, you'll start to skate in the same style of your favorite skater and things like that. And emulation is an important part of art when you're evolving and when you're learning the ropes. So I don't mind it so much, but there does come like a for me, copying trick for trick, word for word, move for move, it is bad when it's when it goes into like the professional territory, I think, because if you're being paid as a professional to perform, then you don't want to be doing, you don't want to just be somebody else, because that somebody else will be you're not going to be as good as the authentic original person. So you're just like becoming a knockoff. And then the same then goes with when it comes to like products. If people are copying products identically and things, then it's not good. But as far as people who are learning and beginners, I'm actually not so against it, because look at anyone that started magic. We all had to emulate some people just to get where we are, and then you go off and find out what your style is, what your character is, and who you are for real. But I'm sure I've missed out a huge bunch of the important points that Craig covered, which would make me go, actually, you know what, it's terrible, and people shouldn't do it. But I do think it's really hard to not emulate when you're starting out anyway. So we got Stefan Huckelheim. I like your way of performing a trick, which I had 1% of it. Oh, thank you, man. That's really kind. Doreen Amino. Hi, Doreen. Miko asks, how is the index doing? The index is doing incredibly well. I don't know how much I can say right here, but I will tell you, and I hope I don't get shot for this, but I'll be flying to Miami, Florida with Javier very, very soon to shoot the full trailer and explanation. So that's a bit of an exclusive. Actually, it's not a bit of an exclusive. It's a full exclusive, because Me saying that, we're in talks about it, about where to go and film the trailer and how it's going to be done. We want to do Miami, Florida, because that's where Javier is from, so he knows all the local best places to perform. So with that being said, it's not all signed off yet. We're going to do it, but I'm saying it now. So because I'm saying it, it's going to become reality. And if I don't say it, it's other people's. If it doesn't happen, then other people can get the blame. But yeah, we'll be flying to Miami, Florida really, really soon. I don't know how the weather's holding up there, but hopefully it's good. But just know that when it comes to filming trailers and explanations, that's essentially the last thing that happens before release. So I can't give you a timeline because I don't want to be beholden to a timeline for Dex. But we'll be filming the Dex trailer, performances, and explanation. I'm thinking next month, but that is the last thing that happens then before Dex essentially gets released. I can't say any more. Hope that helps with your question. I can't believe how long Dex has been in the making, for what it's worth. I think like 2 years. I don't even know whenever I posted that video, I think we'd been working on it for over a year, maybe 18 months at that point. The first video of Dex. I don't know if one of the moderators wants to drop it in the chat there. So it's one of those things where we've been working on it so long, trying to get it so perfect that the hype has been drummed up immensely, not by ourselves. So some people are going to be disappointed that it's not real magic and it doesn't do the tricks for you, but hopefully everyone will be happy and it was worth the wait when Dex drops. Carter Crazes asks, what do you think about the drama with Craig's EDCeight a while back? Man, the drama, looking back on it now, the drama for EDCeight, it was, more than anything for me, the drama of EDCeight was a changing of the guard. It was almost like it was the ignition to the sort of beginning of a new era in magic. A lot of I don't know how to phrase it correctly, but a lot of things, people, and ongoing past behaviors were exposed, and I'm hoping for the better, and it seems to be that way, that a lot of that has been sort of wiped away. So it really didn't, for me, it was never, it started off about some sort of like crediting issues but by the end of it, it's just went into this whole crazy, it started off people thinking it was like some sort of conspiracy theory, and then it all became true and it was all proved. So it was much less about the trick than it was about general behind the scenes shady practices in magic that hopefully will come to an end now. But looking back on it, I feel I haven't even processed it all yet. Luckily for me, I don't mean this in a bad way, but like, it wasn't my drama. I hate being involved in drama. I've been there before. But it was good. Like, not all the good guys don't always win in those like crazy heated situations sometimes. And I'm glad for Craig's sake that without, he came out victorious, and I said that in air quotes. He came out and sort of, because he laid himself bare, the situation was just exposed fully and everything was laid to rest. Crazy situation. I'd love to actually, I probably will do like a follow-up video, but Carter's Crazes, if you're looking for the full like 2-hour, 3-hour video YouTube live stream with Craig as it was all sort of unfolded or coming to an end, it's one of the Sunday services from a couple of weeks ago, months maybe ago, so you can go back and watch all of that and find out what we think. But it was a crazy time, and so many things happened. I remember like every second refreshing the Magic Cafe and be like, what? No, this can't be true. And then it would come out like, oh, turns out it's true. So yeah, just crazy. Doreem says, I'm sorry, can you explain again? I just got in, please. Doreem, what is it you wanted me to explain again? And I will explain it again if you just reiterate. Andrew Niner and Dario G, what's going on, guys? Yes, I've been praying for Gazo. Yeah, dude, crazy situation with Gazo. It's awful. Crazy Card says, hi, you're one of the most inspirational magicians ever. That's so kind. Thank you so much, dude. So the next comp for the Society of Secrets, which is my Patreon and all the community inside the Discord of the Society of Secrets, is going to be announced in the Patreon and on the Discord. I think I'm going to speak to Alex Bow, who's here, because we were chatting this week about, because there's going to be 3 prizes: the first place, second place, and third place, and everyone's going to win gold Society of Secrets badges as well. So you can only get those if you're a annual member or if you win a prize. So we're just going to decide for certain what the prizes are, and then I'll make an announcement video this week, probably on Wednesday, and then that contest will run until a week that Sunday. So I'm going to be saying, let me work out on my calendar when the next contest will close, so all the entries will have to be in, would probably be the 30th of April. So for the next big jam contest thing for the Society of Secrets, 30th of April is when the deadline to enter your things will be. I'm not going to tell you what the contest is this time, just because I want to finalize it with Alex, but I'm probably going to post that video to announce it on Wednesday, this Wednesday, the 19th of April. But great question. Thank you so much, dude. Okay, I've scroll up. There's so many questions here. Mike Smith says, as an example for the build-up routine used in reference to an entry, I'll look up the BSR code. Cool, man. Or barcode, maybe. But it says BSR. Richard Turner's a stud, yeah. And Waskin said, yeah, it's foolish. Oh, insane. Hi, Mike Hughes. How you doing, mate? Glad to have you back. I know you've been missing the Sunday services, man. Would be good to see a card off between Turner and Jason Ladani, says Stu Batman. It would be good. Although I think Richard Turner would take it, because, and I think Jason would probably agree. Like, Richard Turner is the GOAT. Him and Steve Forty are the GOATs of gambling slide. But I give it to Richard Turner. Alex Bow asks, am I going to the South Tyneside Convention? I'm actually not going to be going to the South Tyneside Convention. I'm in an RN all the way along, and I was yesing and noing, and I've come down on the side of no, just because if I'm going to be going to Florida and doing more travel, I'm so tired of traveling that I like to get to where the South Tyneside Convention is. It's either like a super long drive, or it's an hour and a half drive to the airport, a flight, taxiing around, hotels, and it's for a relatively like small 3-day convention, and I'm just too lazy to do it, dude. Stefan Huckleheim says, I'm 50, and 1 year ago I accidentally started showing my kids a card trick, and they wanted to see a new one every day. I've done about 200 now, but not very well. Dude, that's amazing. First of all, you're giving your kids the real gift of magic, but don't say they're not very well. As long as you are giving the kids that feeling of magic, it doesn't matter how good your sleight of hand is or how terrible your sleight of hand is, how good your presentational styles are. For me, the number one important thing when it comes to magic is giving them that experience of magic. And, you know, as long as you portray that, then don't judge yourself too harshly, man. Hello from New Hampshire, says Donald Laporte. Dude, my one of my really tight buddies, Adam Wilbur, is from New Hampshire. I think it's New Hampshire. I've never been to his house, but it's a gorgeous part of the world. Okay. Do you recommend? Carter's Crazes asks, do you recommend any books for intermediate magicians? Intermediate. I mean, there's the Tarbell books, the Tarbell Course of Magic, which you can get in book form, or on Penguin you can get like the complete course in download style, because I know a lot of people find it easier to watch downloads. There's also the Mark Wilson, the complete course in Magic, which is fantastic for any skill level. Even when you're a pro, never assume that you're too good for those books, because there's always diamond things in there. If you're a creative magician, I always recommend Paul Harris's Art of Astonishment books. Every single time. There's something for everyone, and the ability level goes from complete self-working tricks, which are perfect for complete beginners, all the way up to stuff which some of the best pros in the world I know cannot do. Things like the rotating tornado coin in the palms and stuff like that. So there's 3 volumes, The Art of Astonishment by Paul Harris. I really highly recommend those. But it depends as well, Carter, if what you're into, whether coin magic or card magic, general magic, or a bit of everything, which is general magic. So it really depends, but I say The Art of Astonishment because it's magic, whether it's using coins, cards, bills, loads of stuff. Been loving... Oh, Chris James has been loving Apparition. Apparition is so good, man, isn't it? It's so good. I haven't got my set yet. I'm waiting for it to be sent to me in the mail, but I had played with Craig's set, and it's just the bomb. I wish you could... Hi, Lloyd. Thanks for the shout out, by the way. This is probably pretty irrelevant, but how much would the index be? There's no definitive price on it yet, but I would like it to be less than $100 for sure. Like considerably less than $100. But I can't put that out there right now. And how are you streaming with the on-screen chat and subscriptions? I'm using something called Streamlabs, I think. I'm not very good at this stuff. As people have seen over the last year or so, I have had many incidences with this streaming software. Oh, Andrew Niner, look at you being all smug in the chat saying, cannot wait for Dex, wink, wink. Maybe because he's getting one early. And Brendan says, hey Lloyd, how is Kaylee doing? Also really like the plant in your right corner. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. I love that you showed some appreciation for my plant, dude. That's so kind. Kaylee's doing great. We haven't done a Fooler for a while, but we've been working on something huge behind the scenes. Something absolutely massive behind the scenes for Fooler. So that's taken up a bit of time. But we'll be back I think next week we have a planned Fooler episode to be done. And it's going to be a huge one because, and I've had to keep the thing that I'm performing hidden away in this drawer right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Because I can't let Kaylee see it, obviously. But I've got 2 of them. And the other one is going to be given away for free. As a contest. So there is that. Thank you, Lucas, for becoming a full member of my Society of Secrets just now. I really appreciate that, dude. That's really kind of you. Let me refresh the thing. Does that work then? Did I do that? Yeah. So by the way, if anybody wants to learn like the stuff which is too good to teach on YouTube, just like Lucas has done now, he's gone and become a member either through patreon.com/LloydB or in my YouTube page. And there I've got like over 20 different tricks, which are the best tricks, my most like biggest foolers that will never be taught on YouTube. Roger Rugg asks, recent Maxim purchaser, is the Facebook group for Maxim still a thing? Request to join goes unanswered. I believe it's still a thing. We do have people running it, but I've deleted my personal Facebook account, so I don't actually... I don't see anything on there at the minute, but I can ask someone to make sure that you do get approved on there as it stands. So I'll remember to keep that in mind. Thank you for asking. Emoji says, people. Matt Peter says, Lloyd, do you have any advice for classic palming with tiny hands? I ask you because I really appreciate the way you tackle magic. You're so creative, thanks. Yes, I do have advice because I have tiny hands. Not like I was gonna get political then, but I can't classic palm a card for 2 reasons. A, my hand is a little bit too small to classic palm because it sticks out the side, and B, because of like the type of moisture in my skin, you're supposed to classic palm a card using your pinky finger, right? And it's supposed to stick into like this part of the skin here, but I can't do that because it'll flash. So since growing up, I had to develop my own way of palming to tackle 2 things: smaller hands and different moisture in my hands. So you're on about classic palming specifically, so I'll talk about that. For me, when I classic palm a card with hands that are not like paddles, some people can classic palm and it's just hidden. Not this guy. I actually use something, I call it the CPR Palm, which is instead of pinning the card from this corner here with my pinky and putting the pressure down here, see, I just can't do that. I actually grip it between the line of my index finger, okay, and the heel of my thumb. So it's actually pretty locked in there, like that, right? That's the grip. And it means I can palm it like that, and you can't see anything, right? Sometimes if you expose it overly so, you might see the edge, but when you're in performing mode, you won't see it like this. So I call it the CPR Palm, and it allows me to do some pretty cool things. But first of all, shout out to Alex Bow for the super chat. Yo, drop some fire emojis for Alex down below, guys. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that, dude. So a couple of things. Yeah, drop some fire and some heart emojis for Alex, you legend. It can allow you to do some cool things, which is when you're in a classic palm position. I'm going to pull this down. So a normal classic palm where it's held like this, it's hard to get it like back on the deck, right? But when you hold, and the reason for that is this card is sort of blocked by this fleshy part of your hand, right? So you can't put the card square back on the deck one-handed. But by gripping it in the CPR palm, which is like this, just like that, right? It means this corner, this bottom corner is already cleared here, which allows you to do some cool stuff like this. So if I show you the deck, I haven't done this for a while, so if I go wrong, we're live. But I can make this appear on top like a change, or if I do it like this even. So we have like a king here, and I can like shake to change it, or you can use it for controls too, which is if I cut the deck like this, let me see what the best way of doing this is. You can take a card like the two of clubs, place it down here, and then complete the deck. It's called capping the deck when you replace a card. But because of that CPR palm, if I place that 2 on top, and as I go to cut the deck, place it into my classic palm, CPR palm, right, which is held like this. Now when I come and swing back over, as I swing, the big action is going to cover the small action where I can replace this on top of the deck. So let me do that again. So from here, I'm in this position, and as I swing over, I can place it on top of the deck. And I'm just doing this again, like that. So it comes down, and I can just use my knuckle to reposition it. I haven't done that for a while, so apologies for the rough start on it. But I'll show you one more time. So you can take a Queen of Hearts. And it's always good to get a break if you're going to palm a card off. I can come over and steal it straight into palm, like this. And now because I'm in that CPR position, as I come back, I can place it on top. So it's speed. Queen goes here. Also, it's important to note that I'm to my left side, so it gives me motivation to move. So I come here, I can keep a break. Now I can get it into palm. Flash a little bit. But you kind of get the idea. So that's my advice for classic palming playing cards. I can't classic palm. Never been able to do it. Never done it. So I do this, and then it just hides it a lot better for some reason. But also 2 other things with palming, which is, firstly, when I palm cards, the majority of time, my hands are by my side. And when I do that, the card will often be sticking out the side of my hand like this. And because I'm downwards, let's see if I can show you, because I'm down like this, you don't see it sticking out the back. And so from this side, look, it's there. But from front on, the angles cover it. And the same goes with if you cop a card, right? So like, for example, if I have an 8 of diamonds in cop, obviously you'd see it if you were standing to my side. But from here, you can't see it. So it's not about palming the card and just having it just being hidden. It's more about your movements and positions as well, which all work together to disguise palming playing cards. Sorry, I'm going off on a little tangent there, but I hope that helped, Matt. What is the thing spinning around on your shelves? Asks Alex Bow. That is, where is it? I don't know if you guys can see. That is a floating card display case. So it's like it's a book with Erdnase of Erdnase 1902, expert at the card table. and hidden inside it is some electromagnets, and inside the deck is a big electromagnet, and it floats off the book. I'd bring it over, but it's wired in. But it's a floating deck display. You can find, if you search floating deck display. I've also got a little mini one here. Let's see if I can show you guys this. It'll work. I got it for this is my desk lamp. So you can see like that. It's a real light. And this can spin. Quite cool, isn't it? So I always keep this on my desk because it sort of inspires me a little bit, because that, for whatever the method is, that light bulb is actually floating, and that to me is real magic. However it works, that light bulb is actually floating in the air for real, and that makes me understand that anything is genuinely possible. So I keep it there every day, just to inspire. Okay, so here's some questions. My gold badge that I won, you sent that, right? I did. And also you have the mug that you won too, yes? You received that too? Alright, I'm excited to join this time. That is one of my many reasons I joined the Patreon. Oh, thank you so much, man. Can I ask you about your Moonshine deck? I heard you say there's 3 versions. I have the marked one, the unmarked one, like the bluish color one. What's the one I'm missing? I need them all. The one you're missing is probably where is it? This one. The Midnight Moonshines. So I did these a couple of years ago, like 10 years ago. They're black with foil embossing, Midnight Moonshines. So those are probably the ones that you're missing, dude. Yo, Charlie Hewish. Mike Smith says magic is the beginning of changing my life. Good for you, man. It really can change people's lives, and more so than yourself. It's an amazing hobby to be part of, an art form to be part of. Timmy Zimmerman asks, what can I do to learn the mnemonica stack? Get the mnemonica book by Juan Tamariz. It's the best. Obviously, he created the stack. He has the best teaching methods that you can't mess up on to learn mnemonica. But there's a Learn Mnemonica app for your phone. So once you've got the stack kind of down and memorized using Tamariz's methods, then you can get the app, and that'll keep you fresh, and it'll really test you. But there's also a book by the Memory Arts, which I don't have it. From what I understand, you can learn mnemonica by reading the story, and you like sort of can't forget it then, because if you can remember the story, it teaches you like hidden in amongst the story the stack. I think I don't have it. I've heard it's something like that, but a lot of people recommend it. But I would always say go from the book, because the book I learned from, and it's taught in 3 ways for a combination of learning methods, like kinesthetic and something else, like rote and another word. But basically, those sort of 3 ways merge together so that you can't forget it for like the rest of your life. And it's true, I sat down and learnt it when I was 21, and I've never forgotten it. I'm now 34. So that was 13 years ago, and I don't really refresh my memory on it. So pick up the book. It's totally worth picking up. Plus, it's got the best mnemonica tricks in there as well. Mike Smith says, card handlers. Do you recommend gaffs for beginners? Yeah, I think gaffs for any ability level, but it depends on what the gaff is. But things like a double backer are ideal for beginners, as long as you can do a double lift. Mostly, or any gaff is good. But I'm a massive gaff card fan. As you know, I created my entire own gaff deck. Humble brag, it was voted the best gaff deck of all time by Magic Orthodoxy, which is the biggest compliment I could ever receive, because he put it against 16 other gaff decks. Probably like my favorite award I've ever won. But yeah, so I'm a massive fan of gaffs, whether you're a beginner, pro, intermediate, hobbyist, anything. For creativity, read a Harky book. Yeah, a Harky's Aha book for creativity. Mind blowing. Hey, take a tea. How's it going, dude? Long time no speak. Hope you've been keeping well. Mike Smith says card flaps for color changes. Definitely don't do flap. As you guys know, I hate flap cards. So no flap gimmicks for me. I think they're terrible. Oh, congratulations. Tigger says, I was going to send you an email since I told you about this when it first happened. That was a while ago. I started working again just yesterday. I have the barbershop. Dude, please send me an email anyway, just so we can have a catch up. But I'm so happy for you. That's incredible. That was so long ago. Wow, amazing news. Andrew's getting a Dex early, and I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. Daya Sharma says, when are we getting the new Pocket Index? So yeah, I just spoke about this like 20 minutes ago, but I'm breaking some news that I'm heading out to Miami, Florida, or maybe Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but mainly I think Miami is where we're going to head to film the trailer in the next month, I think. So normally when a trailer has been filmed, there's nothing else to do. I can't give you a definitive deadline, but we're very, very excited over here. I'm trying to not let the hype grow any more than it is about Dex. I'm literally not. So I'm not telling any deadlines or anything until it's here, and then it's out there. Charlie Hughes, what was the name? I'm an admin for the group. Oh, Roger Ruggs, I think it was. Thank you, Charlie. Oh my god, there's so many comments here. Okay, hold on. I'll tell you where I'm at in the comments. I can see Alex Bow's super chat, so I'm coming down. Ion 1023 says Society of Secrets is gold. Just received the Blackpool lecture and apparition set. Can't wait. Oh, thank you so much, man. I appreciate every single one of you that joins my Patreon. Honestly, it really makes a big difference to me, and it helps me share the stuff that I can't share on YouTube. But also it can't be, because it's all information based. It's not physical product based. So it's too good to share on YouTube, but also it can't be released as products. But I don't just I have to find a home for it. So it means a lot, and also the incredible community over there. I haven't done a Sunday service for like 3 weeks now, because I've just been doing a lot of family stuff because of life. But I've got loads of stuff coming up this next few weeks now. Starting with this week, I'm filming the Coin Vanish Masterclass. So I've got, let me read how many there are. So as you guys probably know, I'm obsessed with one coin vanishes, and I have a bunch of, well, in my own egotistical mind, my own like creative approach to one coin vanishes that I don't think are necessarily so many magicians just do standard coin vanishes, which I don't think are very good. So I have my own like ways of approaching single coin vanishes, and I've got some of them on my takes on classic versions as well. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a bonus 10th. So I got 9 single coin vanishes and a bonus coin vanish. It's a masterclass on single coin vanishes going up or being filmed this week for the Patreon, and then it'll probably be released like 2 days after, because it doesn't take too long to edit those sorts of things. So that's going to be exclusively for the Patreon. I'm guessing it's going to be over an hour long in length, and it's just going to be covering basically my 10 favorite, because when there's a bonus, my 10 favorite, some practical, some impractical, some high level skills, some very easy based, whole different range of coin vanishes. And the hope is that by the time you finish watching that masterclass, it's not so much that you're going to have your own unique, you're not going to take away, you will take away coin vanishes that you want to perform and do, but more along the lines of you'll think very differently about singular coin vanishes. So that's being filmed this week. Can't wait to get it out there. I know people took a vote on it a while ago to see it. and now it's going to be out there. I had to just plan all the stuff that I wanted to put into that masterclass, and so it's ready to go. So this week on the Patrons, anyone that's a Patreon member, whether you joined through YouTube or on patreon.com/LloydB, the Coin Vanish Masterclass is coming, being filmed this week. I'm so hyped for it. Sorry, went on a complete tangent then. Carter Crazes says, do you have to be a full member of the SOS to join the contest? I'm not anything on the SOS right now, but I don't earn enough pocket money to get the full access. However, I really want to enter the comps. So as long as you join the Discord, if you go to YouTube memberships and just join the Discord, then you can enter the comps, because it's all the competition is run through the Discord. So that's really affordable, and you get to join part of a really, really, really incredible active community there too. But so you can do that through YouTube. And I advise you to do it through your desktop, not through your phone. If you join a membership through your phone, there's an extra 30% charge or something through Apple. So it's cheaper again if you do it through your laptop or your computer. Matt Peter says, thank you so much for the palm and advice. I have the same problem with my pinky window. This is a game changer, mate. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, dude. The whole CPR thing is written up in my Rebel lecture notes, and they're like written up in detail with a bunch of effects you can use with them. So if you can track down those Rebel lecture notes PDF, then it'll give you more depth information on there as well. And I don't know if you are or not, but if I keep talking about it, if you are a member of the Patreon, those lecture notes are free when you join up as well. But if you do want any more tips with it, just send me a message. I'm happy to go over it with you. Chris James says, did you see Madison's card behind glass? Holy beep. That was good. That was a good video. Dude, of course I seen that, man. It's Madison. He's a living, breathing legend. And I love the whole video on it. And I love that he capitalized on that card through glass with a monkey thing and then used it to create content for Magic. It's Madison. He's the bomb. Chris, I bought posters. I don't know did he use one of these type of posters? It was one of these posters, right? Rory, man. Hey, go and check out oneahead.com by Rory Adams, everyone. It's the best. Rory is one of the best Magic consultants in the world, and he writes a blog with free posts and paid posts where he gives you incredible insights into the creative world of consulting. Call me back tomorrow, lovely. I will. I'm so sorry I missed your call and text. I've just been doing loads of family stuff, hence why I missed the Sunday services for a few weeks, man. Now waiting for my stuff here. Sure, it's in the mail train somewhere. Okay, I'll check up with you through the Discord, dude. Okay, what am I reading? Any coin handlers after an exam, would you drop the coin? What coin from shell right in front of them? Using Scotch soda for $50 English penny. Can you rephrase the question so I can understand it more, please? Chris James says, Magic community. Is it more similar to high school or the music industry? The community is... The certain elements of the community is more like high school bullies. You see websites like the Magic Cafe, which is a really terrible place to go unless you're using it for research purposes. And you can see Facebook groups, some people make online private Facebook groups to bully other people and things, which is what happens in high school. But then you have the really good side of the Magic community, the people that are open and public and like to communicate and just do good for Magic. And that's not like high school. I think it's just the world. But I see the Magic industry very much like the music industry for a million and one reasons. I always compare it to the music industry. I can probably go off on a massive tangent talking about that. Steve Adams says, coin handlers, absolutely spot on there, Chris. Drama and dodgy dealing never stops. Yeah. Lucas, who's a new member, says, hey Lloyd, do you have any tips on how to get confident while performing? I always get nervous when more than 2 or 3 people are watching. So I'm not a huge performer, but I did just perform or lecture/perform at the same time during the lecture in Blackpool I was the opening act of the entire convention, and it was like, I don't know, Mark Elsden said there was 1,500 people there watching. I don't know if it was that many, but it was a lot. And I don't perform for more than like Kaylee these days, you know, hardly. I don't perform a lot for many people at all. So my tip is, everyone's going to tell you to practice, right, Lucas? Everyone's going to say practice, practice, practice. I think that just is a given. The reason I say practice so much, and I'm going to come to another tip in a moment, which I think is really important. But the reason I say practice so much is because you want to be at a position with whatever trick you're going to perform that you can do it if whatever spanner is thrown in the works during that performance, because it will happen. You want to be able to rely on your muscle memory to take over and run the effect to the end on autopilot. So whether that's double lifts or Erdnase changes or card cops, get that stuff down to a point where you can literally do it and have your mind somewhere else. And that brings me to my second point on performing, which is, twofold. Firstly, pick easy tricks. So if anybody sees me perform to layman, if it's a card trick and there's like a card force involved, 99% of the time, I'm not going to go for like Wichita slips or skull forces or anything crazy. I'm going to force the top card of the deck with a crosscut force like this. I'm going to use that almost every single time because it can't go wrong. It's guaranteed to work, but it allows me to focus heavily on the performance. And a lot of the stuff I would say when you're starting out is go for the basics. Like don't be looking to perform complicated any card at any numbers. Don't be looking to perform complicated routines and apps and effects that have 30, 40 phases in there. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but keep it simple, keep it clean, but just choose like some very simple pieces that allow you to be as hands-off as possible. So in most of the effects that I'll perform, for example, if it's going to be a card reveal, say even as simple as, and I will do this, I'll put a duplicate card in my wallet and I'll cross-cut force the card, and then maybe I'd make it vanish from the top of the deck with an Erdnase vanish, or not even that. Maybe I would just do it with a double, make that card vanish and say it's jumped to my wallet. I would keep it, maybe it wouldn't even go as difficult as that. Maybe it would just be a prediction of a red backed card in my wallet of whatever the top card is, and I would have them cross-cut force it and reveal it. I would keep my first performances very, very basic. But here's the other thing that I always need to remember is that, and this is probably the big tip for performing and getting over nerves when there's more than 2 or 3 people watching. And I still need to convince myself of this. Magic is awesome. Magic is so cool. It's so entertaining. It gives people such a unique feeling that they can't experience any other way. It's called Astonishment. There's an amazing essay written by Paul Harris called The Essay on Astonishment, or something like that, right? But it's in his Art of Astonishment books. I can't remember the title, but it's basically the description of what that feeling of astonishment is to people and how he sort of unwinds it. And people don't get to see magic. Maybe they'll see the 21 card trick or a card key card effect, but people don't generally get to see magic, and they don't know they like it or they don't like it because they haven't seen it. But when they experience decent, good magic, they love it. And that's what I remember when I'm performing. I think this guy might be annoyed, or they might all be judging me, but I keep saying to myself, don't worry, because by the end of this, they are gonna not love me. I don't care about me, but they're gonna love the magic. This is gonna blow their mind. They're gonna remember this. This is gonna be the highlight of their entire day, if not their week. Some people, their whole lives, their year. They might take, and it might be a simple angle 0, which is like basically no skill required trick, and they'll keep that memory in their wallet for the rest of their lives. So I think to myself, don't worry about what they're thinking now. Know that in 2 minutes time or 5 minutes time, they are going to be fawning all over you and the magic, because what you just did was mind-blowing. So 3 tips. Practice it so you can do it on autopilot. Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Make the tricks as hands-off so they do as much of the work as possible, or at least the tricks are easy to follow when you're starting out. And number 3, don't worry about what they're thinking now. just know that they're going to be thinking that it's wicked in a few minutes' time. They're going to love that experience, and that's what sort of gets me through it. So I hope that was a bit of helpful information right there for Lucas. Good question. And yeah, Chris James says the nerves never go away, but the more you do it, the better it gets. Pig Cake lives in Miami. Would be awesome to see you guys do a video or two together. What type of video? Brenden says, Lloyd was wondering if you could share your backstory or behind the scenes of creating the Moonshine Elixirs. Yeah, I can totally do that. So I've always wanted my own deck of cards. It was like a big deal for me to have my own deck, and this was before really. So when I created the Moonshines years and years ago, there wasn't the big custom deck market that there is now. So now anyone can create a deck and put it on Kickstarter, and it gets funded, and it's very easy to make custom decks now. When I did it, it was really difficult. You had to, it was at a time when the only people making decks were the big companies, so it was a really difficult thing to do. And I wanted to create a deck that it sounds, I don't know what the word is without making me sound like a loser, but I wanted a deck that like captured a feeling as opposed to trying to do a style. So a lot of people just wanted a deck that was like, oh, this is the so-and-so deck, this is so-and-so deck. And I know a lot of people speak to me, they'll be like, oh, okay, I want my own deck of cards just to have people know it's my deck of cards. But for me, that's why I never called them the Lloyd Barnes deck or the Barnes Elixirs or anything. Like, my name is on there because I designed them, but it was never, the deck is not about me. It was about a feeling. And I used to put myself in these cool, or imagine being in a place in time or location. And in the Moonshines, I always used to love the thought of being in a speakeasy bar. And when I used to create magic, I would think, what if I could do a card trick in a bar like that? What would I do? And it was just the inspiration, the feeling of it. And so that was that. Like, obviously they've done really well to sell out so many times and have to have so many runs done and be reprinted so many times. And I think that's kind of what set them apart. Was I wasn't creating them for an egotistical purpose or even a profitable purpose. I was creating them because I wanted something that captured a feel that would allow me to represent that in something I performed. It was a really artistic approach that I took to them. And then with the vintage elixirs, which is the third version, because the first ones were just called the Moonshine playing cards. The vintage elixirs were Murphy's got in touch with me a couple of years ago, like 2 years ago, and said they wanted to do a rerun of the deck. Well, did I contact them? I can't remember which way around it was. It might be me contacting them. But either way, I wanted more. I didn't have any more. I had like a small finite amount, and I'd always felt like I wanted to add more features to them. There was a lot of features hidden in the first deck, which were designed for one trick, which was designed for this very specific any card at any number. And that's why it has two duplicate jokers. And it's why the back design is a back design on the box, and not like an advert on the box. So you could hide a card there and a bunch of other things. And anyways, as I was going through the motions of doing the vintage elixirs, I decided to hide a treasure hunt in them. And I just like making puzzles. Like, I do a lot of like code puzzles and puzzle breaking stuff with like my wife and family and friends, and I'm really into it. So I ended up secretly hiding a whole treasure hunt in the vintage elixirs. And yeah, they got made and they're a thing. But I don't know, does that really answer your question? I don't know if I went completely in the wrong direction with that, dude. I'm so sorry if I did. Okay, I'm trying to catch up on tricks. Darren Henson says, do you do any local shows or anything? Living about 5 miles from you. I do wonder if... Oh, wow. Whoa. Darren, where are you living, man? I'm in Porthcawl. I don't do anything. I don't do any local shows, any lecturing. Every now and then I will go to the Cardiff Magic Club. But I'd be totally down for meeting up and having a jam over some coffee or something, because... I don't do enough stuff outside of the house, so I'd love to meet up. If you want to hit me up through my email, which is hello@lloyd.tv, then maybe we can organize a jam if you want to, man. Andrew Niner, Mix of Tricks, asks, Yo, Lloyd, what's your favourite thing that has happened to you in your magic career? Oh, such a broad question. Such a broad question. I don't know. I really don't know. I think there was some cool moments where one of the coolest things was so I went to see a magic show when I was like 6 or 7, maybe 5, in the Porthcawl Pavilion, which is a theatre in my local hometown. It's like a mile, if that, up the road. And it was to see Wayne Dobson perform live. And it was an incredible show. And at the end of the show, I ended up going backstage to meet him. When I was waiting backstage, it was the people that showed... There was somebody there that showed me Dr. Daly's last trick. Anyway, that was like 30 years ago. 29 years ago or something. And it turns out Wayne subscribes to this channel, and he actually posted about that he watches me and Kaylee's Fooler episodes. The Wayne Dobson that I went to see, that blew my mind, that probably is one of the core reasons why I'm sitting here doing magic today. The guy whose show that I went to, and he was... If you're American, you don't probably know of Wayne Dobson as much as the UK, but he had a primetime Saturday night TV show. He performed for the Queen at the Royal Variety Performance. He is as A-list as it gets in the magic fraternity in my books, and to most people. Unfortunately, Wayne doesn't perform any longer because he got ill, but he's a celebrity. He's a well-known magician, and he's incredibly talented. And for me, one of the most amazing experiences was having that come full circle when we've emailed a few times, we've chatted a few times, and when he posts that he's like a fan of the channel and watches it and encouraged other people to come and watch it. And that literally blows my mind that I was the little kid in the audience that watched his show in awe. I remember I had the program from his show. I actually sent him an email a couple of years back of me holding the program that I found. And now he's watching me, but at the same time, it makes me feel huge imposter syndrome and massive amounts of like shame, because, and this is not a plea for people to say anything, like a sympathy grab, but he is in a different league. He is for me in magic, he is in the god tier status. So to know that he watches me and I'm not there, like, and rightfully nowhere near, it's quite nerve wracking. But yeah, I think that's one of the coolest moments for me. I've done a bunch of bucket list stuff. Like after finishing Blackpool, the lecture at Blackpool, that was my bucket list done. So I had a bunch of bucket list items in my magic career that I wanted to do, and I've done them all, which is kind of crazy. So I need a new bucket list. So I don't know if that's a good achievement. I sat down a couple of years ago with Rory Adams in Cardiff, and we said where we wanted to be in a certain amount of years' time, and we all had like bucket list items, and I've done them all. So that's really rare, I think, to have that achieved by this part of my life. So that's another cool thing too, but I'm feeling my head starting to swell from my own ego now. Tigger T, have a good one in work. I'm glad you got the barbershop back, and I'm glad that you're missing the rest of this to go back to the barbershop, because that's something you couldn't do a while ago. So have a good one, Tigger. See you soon. Mike asks, Lloyd, over the last month or so, lots of people have been talking about an update for Cognito and Maxim. Is there any news about this? And will they be combined into one app in the future? They won't be combined into one app, but I do believe there are some updates coming in general just to keep up with the new iOS softwares and Android softwares over the next few weeks. So keep your eye on those. Brenden asks, I love the idea of creating a masterclass on coin vanishes. I myself created 15 vanishes. Takes old and new vanishes on coins called Watchworks. Dude, that's great. I would love to see those vanishes. That's amazing. Carter Crazes says, have you learned any cardistry moves or flourishes? I love cardistry, and if you have not learned a flourish, I could teach you one when I go for a jam with you. I haven't. I can kind of fumble my way through a Sybil cut, is it? Terribly. And I used to do, what was it? The molecule cut.
gone. There's a bunch of cards over there. But yeah, dude, I am no good at flourishing. It's not really my jam, but I would love to learn some more from you. So that would be so good, dude. Thank you. I've had major health problems. Mike Smith says, I've had major health problems. Magic inspires me to crawl out of bed. I lost my health and everything during COVID. Magic allows me a new starting point. That's incredible, man. That's like the real power of magic, is that it gives you something. It can give anybody a target to aim for, a goal to achieve, and it gives you an amazing power of being able to connect with people in a way that you can't connect. Magic creates a certain connection or gives people a certain feeling that can only be achieved with magic. Like when you listen to good music, you get goosebumps. When you listen to a good comedian, you laugh your head off. When you see somebody you haven't seen for years, you feel love and warmth. When you see a bad person doing a bad thing, you feel anger. But magic gives you a very unique emotion. A lot of people describe it as that feeling of astonishment, which really only comes from magic or completely crazy things happening. And to be able to have that power in your proverbial hands, whether you want to do sleight of hand or mentalism, is a really unique thing to have, and I do believe it can really heal people wherever they are. Yeah, amazing, Mike. I'm really, really proud of you, man. King OK says, I'm just finished splitting the hearts. Only 2 fails. Now I'm going for the clubs. Good luck, man. Okay, there's so many questions. I'm trying to get through them all. Where are we at? Every now and then, all the bank of questions will go bloop, and I have to go back to the middle wherever I was. Okay, I think I'm here. I think this is where I was at. Some people, Brenden and Carter, have a conversation about card flourishes. Alex Bow says, will the podcast live be back at Blackpool? I'm saying live because it wasn't in there. So me and Craig do the Magic podcast. If you don't know what that is, it's filthy language. And it's our weekly roundup of what's going on in the magic community with magic products, magic drama, and all that and in between. It's me and Craig Petty. It's very close to the bone. 18 and over only. And if you want to listen to it, it's on all podcast streaming services. Just search for the Magic Podcast and you'll see it and you can listen to it. And we 2 years ago we did it live in Blackpool. We did it again this year live in Blackpool. And it's always an absolute disaster. It's an absolute car crash. It's never scripted. Craig is always horrifically drunk. Will it be back next year? I don't know. Is the honest answer. I have a feeling that Craig is going to make it go back next year. However, it's very hard to sit there being the sober guy when I'm getting pints of lager poured all over me, splashed all over me, and just watching the chaos. So it probably will be back this year. I don't know if I want to be on that stage though. Ronald Gundrum says, what a great Sunday. Thanks for putting these ideas, pieces of magic. I love your work. Way worth it to check it out. Thank you so much, Ronald. I really appreciate that, mate. Stu Batman says, I know you didn't design them, but the Sinners are my favorite deck with your name on. Oh, Stu, I actually did design the Sinners from scratch. They are fully my design. I don't know where that came from, but the Sinners are the Sinners actually were it was a deck. It was going to be with 2 trees on the back. So the whole thing was it was going to be like Sin from the Garden of Eden. That's why the 2 Jokers. Do they still have the 2 apples on it? 2-bitten apples. But the whole deck was supposed to be like about trees in the Garden of Eden and stuff like that. And then I showed a preview design to Alan, and he loved them and asked could he put his logo on it and it be his deck. So I allowed that. I said yes at the time. So yeah, no, they were supposed to be something completely different, but it was a kind of spur of the moment thing. But yeah, fully designed by me. Apart from Alan's logo, the little, what's it called? Illuminati eye. Thanks for telling us the backstory. Makes me more excited to get my hands on them when it arrives. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, I think you're going to love them, man. The exam? What does the exam mean, dude? And the exam, I dropped the load palm right in front of them. Would you or others recommend this? I've been told by coin handlers, number 27 out of 30, had no idea how it works, was done. That knew my kids. Do you mean like when you palm a coin, a shell like this? So if you have when you drop a coin from a shell like that, is that the Troy Husa move? Like that. Is that what you mean? A really good Sunday output worth spending with you guys. Oh, thank you. Thanks, GACA. Thanks, dude. All right. Yo, Rafi, how are you, my friend? I'm good. Rafi, how the devil are you? Rafi's a legend. I met Rafi at Blackpool this year, and he's got some great coin skills. And he also featured me in the Young Magicians Club for the Magic Circles magazine. So, yes, Rafi, you're my best friend right now. Darren Henson says, so cool, mate. I'm in Bryn by the Pines. We'll definitely... Oh, wicked. Oh, I'm up there all the time, man. Yeah, hit me up at my email, dude. You can find my website, which contacts me. You can contact me through there, which is lloyd.tv. And the chat just jumped a mile again. Alex Bo says, bucket list magic. Oh, Alex, your bucket list is to do a magic trick while skydiving? That's crazy, man. Rafi, no, Dex has not come out yet, but it's very close to being released. I can't say any more of that other than I'm going to Florida to film the trailer, I think, next month. More questions. Oliver Vinacore says, do you know a one-handed coin vanish? I do know a one-handed coin vanish. Let me see. This is going to go so wrong. But it's kind of like the one from... Let's see if I can do this. And it depends on what like level of coin vanish you want to do. Let me try this. Hold on a second. I need to go off camera. All right. So one-handed. This might go terribly. I don't know what I'm going to do. Ah, no. Let me try this like this. I can't do it right now. It's basically like from, like kind of like from something I seen from Ponta. You take it like this, and it goes, flash. And then you can bring it back like that. Let me try this. I don't want it to drop on the floor. I've lost like 3 coins through my floorboards over the last 2 weeks. So here, man. I usually wear a wristband, and that actually really helps when you're doing stuff like this. Let me try this again. The annoying thing is, when I lectured, I nailed a bunch of one-handed coin vanish stuff, or a one-hand coin vanish thing. Oh, no wonder it's not working. My elbow's not straight. No, I haven't got it today. Whatever it is, I don't have it. And then the other one is, you can do this, make it vanish, and then, so you can go from here. So I can do this. Man, I'm not getting it down. I need to practice more lately. From here. I don't even remember how I just did that, to be honest with you. The first time around. Ugh. Either way, that's like a thumb clip thing. And then what's the other one-handed coin vanish? Let me see. There's another one too. I don't know. I need to practice and warm up, especially because I'm filming this week for one-handed coin stuff. Oh, single coin things. It's this one. Oh my god, please don't judge me. Hope that answered your question, Oliver. How much will Dex be? Under $100. I'm pretty sure it'll be under $100. How do I separate magic and mentalism? Good question, Waskan. You can do 2 things. You can paint it red by saying, I'm going to show you something which is magic. You can tell your audience the difference. You can say, you can explain, this is magic and this is mentalism. The difference is magic is making things vanish, appear. Mentalism is reading your mind. If you want to just personally separate it, then it would probably be best to read like the 13 steps to mentalism and understand all like the sort of core principle and plot lines to mentalism, and then focus on that. It's kind of a hard question because I think basically magic for me, the difference between it is when you describe what mentalism is, magic is everything that isn't that, and vice versa. Whereas, not vice versa even, mentalism can be magic, but magic can't be mentalism in a way. So it's really hard to get into it because I do a lot of like card magic mentalism, where like if I divine a card that somebody's thinking of, that could be classed as mentalism and magic because it's like a card trick in a way, especially if I reveal it somehow. Whereas mentalism for me is more about like just pure mind reading, or telekinesis. Not telekinesis. What's it called? Mind reading or influence. It's a tricky one. It's almost like self-explanatory. It's inherent to what each one is. That makes sense. Rafi says, just learned one of the cleanest coin matrices ever. You'd love it. Show me a video, Rafi. Rosario Davey says, I need you to drop something. It's been a while. Okay, I'm going to drop something right now. Let's see if I can... I'm going to drop a coin. If this coin goes to the floorboard, by the way, I don't have any jumbo silver coin. Not jumbo, but like... So let me see. I hope I don't drop this. I dropped it. I straight up dropped it. Oh my gosh. Wait there. Ah. What's going on with me today? I literally can't do coin magic anymore. I quit. This is for you. No, it's not with me. I don't know what's going on. Just know that I didn't drop it when I was actually doing it live to a lecture room full of people. Magic Yoshi, love the name. What's going on, dude? Well, I did not know that. Now I don't need more beautiful deck. Thanks so much, Stu. Thanks to the Maxim Facebook group. Helped. Great app, even for us beginner types. Yeah, thanks, Stu. I mean, Maxim sort of exists in a weird way for beginners because it allows you to take all your mind off the difficult stuff, and you can just focus purely on performing it, and it's essentially hands off the entire way. So it's perfect. You made a good choice there. Thank you for supporting me. Are you revealing the card that I'm thinking of? I was going to, but this session has run a little bit over. I have got Butterfingers today. Oh, I'm being judged by Rafi, and Rafi, you're so good at coin magic. Now I feel terrible. No price yet for decks, dude. I'm splitting session, reminding me of the time I folded all the cards into quarters for the future release of decks. Take a break. You didn't meet. Oh yeah, that's fair. King okay. Don't forget that we have over 31 people watching, only 31 likes. 43 people watching at the minute. I know, I feel bad because I haven't been on for a while, so not as many people watch as normal this week. I'm always in the belief that the difference magic/mentalism is mainly the performer, no? Yeah, it's kind of how you present it. Like, a card effect can be presented often, pick a card, find a card, can be presented as mentalism or magic. Oh, Rosario. I meant a new trick, he said. Okay, thank you, because now I don't feel so bad for dropping a coin every single time I try to not drop one today, which is awful. But yeah, guys, thank you all so much for this weekend. I hope you've all been good. I think I'm going to bring it to a bit of a close now, because any release date for decks yet, brother? Michael, I'll take a coin. Yeah, no, I've covered this. We're filming the trailer next month, I believe. Anyway, guys, on that note, thank you all. I was going to show you this new trick for a thinker card that I've been working on, but I'll save it for next week because I wanted it to be an hour tonight to get off and spend some time with the family. But I'll show it to you all. I'll show it to you all next Sunday. So how about coming back next Sunday and I will show you this. I'm a bit on meds. Good timing. I'm just heading out, but I will show you the new trick. I'll tell you what. I'll set you all a challenge if you want. Missed the service. Oh, Mark, man, I'm so sad. Sorry, dude. I got Cognito Maxim, says Rafi. They're amazing. Thank you so much, dude. This is what I'll show you and teach you next week, but it's going to be a way to do the biddle trick with a shuffle deck and any thought of card. So if you guys want to work on that yourself this week, and then I'll show you next Sunday what my handling is and how to achieve that. And if you want to send me a video of it in the meantime, head to head to lloyd.tv and contact me through there. But yeah, if you guys want to just challenge yourself, think of a way to perform the biddle trick where they literally just think of a card and the deck is shuffled. Okay, good luck everyone. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I've missed you all so much. You're all legends. I'll speak to you next Sunday. But don't forget, I'll be back on Tuesday for another tutorial Tuesday as usual. I'd love to know as well, by the way, guys, if you guys are all enjoying the Black Art podcast with myself and my partner in crime, Jake Keane, every Wednesday at 5 p.m. British time. It's like 9 a.m. California time. And if everything goes to plan, there'll be a new Fooler this week too. So really busy week everywhere. And on top of that, oh, John from Ventura, California. Dude, we're just logging off right now, but I can see you're a member. I hope you're enjoying the membership so far. I really appreciate it. I actually stayed in Ventura Boulevard in California for a week a couple of years back. So I wonder how far away from there you are. But thanks for tuning in, dude. Unfortunately, we're just logging off now. Oh, man, a super chat from Mark. Dude, man, I feel really bad that I'm logging off now. Everyone drop some fire emojis for Mark there in the chat. Oh, Mark, man, I really appreciate that so much, honestly. Let's refresh the little chat stream so everyone can see. Dude, I really appreciate that. Yeah, so just as a heads up, next week I'll be showing you guys my way to do the biddle trick with a thought of card. I'll teach it to you in the next Sunday service, but if you guys want to try and think about your own way to achieve that, then it'd be amazing to see what you come up with and what your solutions are. Contact me through lloyd.tv and send me anything you have. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thanks for coming back. Sorry it's been a couple of weeks. Love you all. Peace.